Hey team, welcome to this 30-day video challenge where I'm going to release 30 games in 30 days. These games are games that you can play with your team at any time. Some of them include skills, some of them include conditioning, and honestly, some of them are just tag games that you can play with your team. So make sure you tune in every single day this month where I'm going to release a new video with a brand new game. And before we get started, I'm Coach Hart, this is Building Better Baseball, and this is the best place for baseball education. So let's get into this 30-day video challenge. I'm super excited to bring you these games. Let's get started. Hey team, welcome to day 17 of this 30-day challenge. And today's game is Sharks and Minnows. So this is the exact same concept as when kids play it in the pool, but we're playing it on the baseball field, right? So you're going to start off with your whole team on one side of the field. Now, the markers are going to be the baselines, okay? So the one marker is going to be here, and one marker is going to be here. So when the kids are running, they have to pass over this baseline here in order to be safe. Same thing with the other side. So there's going to be one marker here and one marker here. And you don't have to actually put something there. You can just use the bases. But this is going to be another line that they have to pass. All right. Now you start with everybody on one side. So let's say that all of your players are on this side. All right. So let's say everybody's on that side. You're going to start off with one tagger right here. And for ages, I think any age can play this. This is probably more fun for the younger kids, but the older kids have fun with it as well. You need no equipment. This is more for conditioning. Where you're going to play, I would suggest you play it on the infield. And if you play it in the outfield, you would have to set up these markers. But the infield already has the bases, so it would be easier to play in the infield. And how you play. The whole concept of the game is, as I said in the beginning, it's just like you're in the pool. These minnows right here, they have to run all the way through to the other side and make it to the other side safely, okay? When they get to the other side, they have to stay on that side until you say go. When they run to each side, they stay on that side, and then when you say go and the round is over, they run to the other side and then wait, run to the other side, wait. So it's not a continuous back and forth, back and forth. They run to one side, wait, wait, wait. And you tell them when to go once everybody has passed. So they have to run from one side to the other safely without getting tagged. This tagger here is trying to tag as many people as he can as they're running through. Let's say that this person here is here and this tagger comes and tags them, okay? Now, when everybody is on this side for the second pass, there are going to be two taggers. All right. So when you get tagged in between this area, you turn into a tagger. So the taggers are the sharks. So as the tagger starts tagging more people, there are going to be more and more sharks. There's going to be less and less minnows. And then by the end of the game, there's going to be basically all sharks and then only one minnow. And that one minnow is going to be the winner. All right. So a couple rules for this game is I would put boundaries on the sidelines for the minnows where they cannot run. So I would just say the baseline. So from second to first is a boundary, and then third to home is a boundary. Now the minnows cannot travel outside of this area. If they travel outside of that area, they turn into a shark. So that basically prevents the minnows from being able to run all the way around and the sharks not being able to get them, right? So they can only run in this area here, and that kind of keeps them contained and makes it much easier for the taggers to tag the minnows. So that is one rule. They can't travel outside of the playing area. Another rule that I do is that the sharks have to stay in the sharks area. So this entire area here in the middle, that is the sharks area. They are not allowed to leave that area. So the shark, they cannot come out here and try and tag the minnows. They have to wait for the minnows to enter their area. And then once they enter their area, they are allowed to start tagging. But they cannot leave the sharks area. And at the same time, the minnows, if they enter the sharks area, they are not allowed to turn around and leave the area again. So basically, if they're running through, so let's say that this person here is running in, and then he's like, oh man, this tagger's here, I'm about to get tagged, let me run back out. They can't do that. That's not fair to the tagger, right? They can run as much as they want side to side, right outside of the shark's area, but as soon as they enter the shark's area, they have to commit and they have to go through the entire area for the sharks to tag them. So they basically can't continue to run in and out, because that's not fair to the sharks, right? They can run as much as they want on the outside, but once they enter the shark's area, they have to go through. If they exit the area again, then they turn into a shark. So that's just a couple rules to make it easier on the taggers, especially in the beginning of the game when there's only one tagger. It's really hard because the minnows obviously go other places and it's really hard to tag. Once the game starts getting going and there's about half and half, it gets easier. But especially in the beginning, it's really hard to tag the minnows. So keeping them contained in this little area, in this box here, and saying if you leave that area, you turn into a shark. And also having them enter the area and then committing makes it easier on the sharks. So those are just a couple rules for sharks and minnows that I like to do. And that's about it for sharks and minnows. Like I said, any age can play. You need no equipment. This is just a really fun conditioning game that you can do at the end of the practice. You play in the infield, and if you move it to the outfield, you'll have to set up your little boundaries. And there's one, you start with one shark and everybody is on one side. They all pass through. If they get tagged, then they are a shark, and once they hit the other side, they wait for you to say go, and then they pass through again, and then the game keeps on going on. As the game goes on, there's going to be more and more sharks and less minnows until there's only one minnow left, and they're going to be the winner. So hopefully you like this game. This is a great conditioning game. Add a little fun to your practice plans, especially at the end of practice for conditioning. So hopefully you enjoyed this day 17. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for day 18. I will see you there. So I hope you enjoyed today's game, and I hope I explained it in a way that you understand and that you can explain it to your team so you can incorporate it into your practices. This is just another game that you can add to your practice plans to have some fun during your practices with your youth baseball team. Before you go, don't forget to grab your free 2-hour practice plan. I made it just for you to help you out in your practice plans. And in the description below, you'll also see a free baseball equipment sizing guide. There's how to get more playing time. There's how to do batting practice. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I made for you for free. Be sure to grab it before you go. It's all down in the description. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Remember, this is Building Better Baseball. I'm Coach Hart, and I'll see you next time.